So I had a dream, so I guess I could lead with none of my kids talk to me anymore. I did some really bad stuff when I was on drugs when I was younger, and they asked me about it recently, and instead of lying and gaslighting, I told them the truth. That's one thing that I try to do is just tell the truth. I might be a bad guy, but I'm not going to lie about it. But I have dreams where I could have keys to the city and I could kind of do whatever I want. And Andrew, one of my sons, was in my dream, and it was so nice to talk to him. And he was telling me about all the stuff that all the, all the drugs that he's taken, and it's just so funny because in the dream, like we're by we're by 7-Eleven, and he takes a small hit of pot, and it fucks him up. And so like we kind of separate, and like I'm out doing my thing, like I'm not gonna say breaking into buildings because I'm not stealing anything, but like I have keys to the city. I can do whatever I want. And I come out, and he's telling me about all the drugs that he's taken at the Circle K or 7-Eleven over off of Wadsworth and in Arvada, over by Super Donuts and Old Town Arvada. And I kind of laugh, and I'm like, Drew, you can't even smoke pot. And I think it's the same dream, so I'm all over the place. Just understand that I'm crazy. And so in reality, my current roommates, so my girlfriend, her ex, like broke out her, this was like 3 weeks ago, broke out her car window and was really scared. She has two kids, and so I offered, to help them out. So my current living situation, my roommates have like two two spare bedrooms that they don't two spare bedrooms. And so I'm very impulsive, and so told her that I don't know. I said that I would help them out. I think I actually said that they should move up here, is what I said. And so that was wrong of me, yes, but also like she was scared and she has kids. So then I went and talked to my roommates, and they were like, no. And I was like, okay. And it wasn't going to be a permanent situation. And so I told my roommates, I was like, well, I might need to move out because like I can't cover her rent here, not here in the house, but here in, northern Colorado. She lived in southern Colorado. And I said, well, I might need to move out. And, so because I can't cover two rents. And they were like, yeah, we understand. Well, you at least have to put a month in. And I was like, of course. And I would have done that anyways. And that was a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. So then my roommates, I don't know who's in charge upstairs. We had a meeting yesterday, and they were like, well, we don't feel safe. And I'm like, okay. And they were like, we want you to move out. And I was like, well, when do you want me to move out? And they were like, well, in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. Uh, And so I was like, well, it might take longer than that. And I just thought that was very disrespectful that like when I came to them and I was like, hey, I might need to move out, both of them were like, well, you need to put a month. But yet when they were like, hey, we want you to move out, they were like 2 weeks. And so I told them, it might take longer than 2 weeks. We're at the very end of April. May 1st is like tomorrow. And so, of course, I kind of knew what was going on. I'm not a great judge of character, but I am highly in tuned with what's going on around me. So not really everything surprises me. So even before the meeting yesterday, I was kind of lightly looking at places. So, of course, I found a place because it's just who I am. And then, and this goes into the other dream. So my other dream, and I think it was still woven into the same dream with Andrew. And so I'm hanging out with my daughter Alicia, and then her baby's daddy Isaiah, and then my granddaughter Lelia, and like I miss them so much. And so like we're like for some reason I'm like in their refrigerator freezer, and they're not mad at me from my past, from what I did in my past, and they're like talking to me, and that makes me so happy. And then um, I I like get out of their refrigerator freezer, and I'm sitting on their couch, and so Alicia used to walk on the trail, and I went and found a place, of course, and I signed the lease yesterday, last night, and it's right on the trail. And I'm trying to tell her that I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but I love you guys, and I'm sorry. Bye. I remember now why I was telling you guys this dream, because lately I was like she's like jumping off the couch, just feeling crazy, and it just was awesome. So that's why I was telling you guys this dream, is because I miss my granddaughter. Yeah, I miss my family, but I miss my granddaughter. And had I known that me being high on meth and doing some fucked up shit would have ruined my future, I couldn't have stopped it. I might have slowed it down a little bit.